Hello, welcome. I'm not late at all. Dad, you're 3 minutes late. Alright, I'm 14. Welcome. Dominic Z, Oscar, Omelet. I thought it said omelet for some reason. I always forget how to say it. Arelix. We're gonna go with that. Brad, Lars, DJ Ames is in the building, and Verto, Grant, DC147, and a fan favorite, Ketchup. Heinz or Hunts, or do you not know what either of those are? Because you might not be from around here. I don't know how global Heinz and Hunts are, but there's only one right answer. If you choose wrong, I'm gonna ban you. I'm just kidding, but maybe not. Depends. I don't know. And Declan Gordon. I think that's the first time I've ever seen Declan, other than the friend I had growing up. I had a friend named Declan, and I thought that was the only person in the world named Declan until now. Anyways, we're doing, even though this looks like it's semi-complete, it's not. We're going to be doing the Pop-Tart build from Kiki, from 8-Bit Pixel Dust. Bit of a tongue twister, apparently. And then this one that's upside down and half off frame is going to be orange and blue. It's more of like a gold, but we're mixing it up today. Definitely not because I'm running out of other models of mod kits and Game Boys. So Ryan M and Hip Frame, Evening Flower and fellow nerds. Evening. I apologize because the reason I'm late is because I may or may not have slept through my alarm this morning, and I've only been up for 45 minutes now. But considering all of that, and I'm still here relatively on time, I feel good about it. Real Pop-Tart? Yeah, that's the first thing. I think it goes away after a while, but the first thing I said in chat was get clickbaited, nerds. Because it's not really a Pop-Tart. It's a Game Boy. And the screen's just in here to make sure the buttons don't fall out, because I needed to take this picture for the thumbnail. So I think this is one of the few times where the original color screen lens actually looks good on a different color shell. So it is 12:17. It is just afternoon. Yeah, my alarm was set for 10, and I woke up at 11:30. But I usually stay up pretty late, and some of the time it's playing games, some of the times it's working. But I'm pretty ahead right now, so there's only a couple things I need to do to Friday's video that I just keep putting off. Otherwise it's done. So you're gonna eat my rocks? No, don't eat them. People are messaging me. Well, they know I'm streaming. But I literally just fixed these last night. So my dog might just growl and bark the whole time because our neighbor is power washing right now. So they can't do that. That's illegal according to my dog. I am a late riser, but I like to stay up late. It definitely helps me focus when I'm the only one. Okay, you need to stop, Nugget. It's just a power washer, and it's a constant noise too. Yesterday she scratched me pretty good. I think it's gone now. It was pretty faded last night, but I was holding her and then my mom came home, and she likes my mom the most. So she was trying to get out of my arms and flailing like crazy and scratched the crap out of my neck. Thankfully, there was no blood, but it left a nice mark. Dominic with more with more Lionel trains. I love it. The nice thing about DMGs, well, really the amazing thing about DMGs, is you only need the back and this stupid speaker, and I might just try and snip these off. So you don't really want to use these. I don't want to desolder it, really. I'm not feeling the desoldering. Sorry, this is totally off camera. So I just unscrewed these two. And I'm trying to pry this up and slide out the speaker. Aha, cool. Because this is the only thing we need, and it's also the only bit of soldering. Jake, do you have a... I did not have a... I've never had a Lionel train set. My great-grandfather had a Christmas train set. Or at least one we would put out during Christmas time. I don't know if it's actually like a Christmas-themed one. But that is the only train set I've got. Alright, I think we may have gotten rid of it. So okay. Now we can wipe down the speaker. There we go, nice and clean. I kind of feel like mixing it up today. So I'm going to mix it up today. Once I get this back out, I'm going to disassemble the other one too. We're just going to do both the disassemblies at the same time. Yeah. If I want to get the dog excited, I just have to say, well, I'm not going to say it, but I just have to say she's here. She freaks out. We call her favorite because it's her favorite. Okay. Still a bit dusty. The DMGs are hard to clean because they get really sticky really fast with all the old flux that is just left over. I don't know why they never tried to clean up the flux back then, but and let's just double check here because yeah, okay, so we get screws for this one, for the Pop-Tart one, but that's it. They do not include any of the springs, so we're gonna have to take those out, which is fine because they're actually really, well, excuse me, they're really clean now. But I put them back in to show the whole process. I could make these streams so much more boring by just having it perfectly ready to mod when I fix these. But I don't. The streams would not be very long if that were the case. Okay. That off to the side. Also, these are not what my Goodwill tags look like. I didn't buy this for $14, but that would be a steal. It also said it didn't power on. It did power on. You just had to wiggle the batteries a bit. They were very corroded, but thankfully it was all surface stuff. It must have been recently leaked, the batteries, because they came off very easily and didn't stain the metal. So these are the original ones, and they used to be covered in white and blue battery acid. So alright, back to disassembling because I'm mixing it up today. And when you say a Polar Express train set, do you mean is it based off of the movie, The Polar Express? 'Cause that would be really cool. I need to do a train-themed Game Boy soon. I just don't know how I would make it look like a train. What's up, Erwin? Okay. Come on, stupid tri-wing. There we go. I always CLR it. Always. I am late, but I'm sure the stream is fire. Of course. Of course. I mean, like, it's not officially fire until you make it. Hello, Natalie. I feel bad because I didn't let Kiki know that I was doing it today. So I tagged her in the story, so hopefully she sees it. But I think she wanted to come watch this live. It was kind of a last minute thing. I did have the thumbnail up for a while though. How are you doing, Nat? Unless you've already left. Which you should definitely go to sleep if that's what you're going to do. Okay. There we go. Let's snip these once again. I can feel the dirt on the speaker. It's not that bad. It's not bad at all. I sometimes provide temporary fire, but it's not the same until Erwin gets here. Exactly. I had a train set growing up that was from Kmart. Don't know who the manufacturer was, but it was co-branded with Kmart. I miss Kmart. Good memories. Apparently Toy Story. Apparently Toys R Us is making another comeback. That's a company that just won't die. I did not know that Lionel did a Mario themed train set, but it honestly doesn't sound right not having a Mario themed train set, so. It sounds like the AC is about to kick on. I'm a little chilly right now, but probably not going to go turn it off. Okay. And, these ones are really clean too, so I'm going to pop these out. But we don't need them. At least I don't think so. Yeah, we don't need them because some companies include these with their shells. I have to point that out every time because it's something that really does bug me. Something so basic that literally everybody else does. Charge more for shells and not include the things that everybody else includes. That's a yikes. But it looks really cool. But even their basic shells, I'm pretty sure, don't come with them. They only come with screws and link port cover. Anyways. Let's get out a clean paper towel since we're done with all the dirty stuff. And apparently it's making a bit of a mess. We'll start with the non-thumbnail one as per usual. Toys R Us 2. It's like the Krusty Krab 2. Ooh, black buttons. We're not using those though. We're gonna use the original membranes. I don't have any membranes to match this, so we're using the original ones. I'm separating the black buttons. I guess I could have just dumped this all out. So I want to keep these. Dang it. By the way, the slate is a nice design and the screen is pristine. I did mess up with one of the triggers. I would say right now, for me, like number 1, GBA, new IPS and shell. Number 2 is Slate by Mako. And 3, Boxy Pixel GBC Pocket. Interesting. Very interesting. I will say that I think I liked it a little more after I was done with the review. I still tried to spend as much time with it as possible in the following days, and I like it. It's still an SP, so I still don't like it a lot. But actually, yeah, I forgot that's how I do it. How do these go in? That, yeah. what I like to do with these speakers is stick the wires through and then fold them over, so that way you can set it down and they're still locked into place. We can. It's gonna be really dark, very contrasty background, so the camera's not gonna like that. But just heat up the soldering iron, heat up the pad, stick the solder in, boom. Come on. It's not. Okay, we're using flux. That one didn't want to cooperate. There we go. Whew. Nothing like the smell of flux in the morning. You know, I'm gonna keep going in this order of doing it side by side. Where's the speaker? I am wanting this to be a little bit of a somewhat shorter stream today. So. And again, just stick those through and then fold it over. That one fell somewhat out. I didn't make that one as long. That's fine. Still sticks out enough. I worked at Kmart when I lived in India. Did you live everywhere? Didn't you say you lived in West Virginia too? Did you want to hit every region of the U.S.? That's not the best. I'm gonna flux it again. It's the only soldering necessary on this kit. Okay. Good enough. There's a lot of solder on that one. There we go. The good thing is the AC is blocking the noise of the power washing, as he's right up against the wall of his house in between our houses. I could easily take the laptop and show you guys, but I'm not going to do that because I would be doxing myself. Okay, let's actually do the rest of one full build. So I think I still have to trim a couple things, but I think that I don't have to trim anything in here for this kit. So I think it just goes down on top of all this. Yeah. Even though that hole's a little off. Just a little. What I will need to trim though is the I guess this one's a no trim. Yeah, this one's a no trim because they already trimmed this, which is nice. I didn't realize I need to zoom out again. But I feel like there is something I need to do though. Also, as much as it pains me to do it, I think I'm not going to put any capped on tape. I've got I gotta at least do this one, I feel like. No. There's nothing there. There's nothing to touch there. Okay. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna Kapton tape anything. I'm gonna get over my fear of Kapton tape. Okay. It's not a fear of Kapton tape, it's fear of shorts. There's nothing that should be shorting on this. Well. Can you imagine a Game Boy in the... I don't know what that is. I'm not gonna attempt to... I know Marquette in Berkshire. But, yeah. I cannot imagine it. Jake, it's lunchtime. It is... Well, I ate before. It was technically breakfast because it was the first meal of the day. I don't know what... I don't know... I lost my train of thought because I was reading Dominic's train comment. Okay. No more distractions. Let's get through this. Okay. Yeah, this one's tough to lay down just because you can't really hold on to the screen the whole time. Okay, there we go. Push that all the way down. And then we're going to put the screen lens on to avoid getting any fingerprints on it. There we go. Okay. Now let's put the buttons in. You lived in a lot of places, DC? Is it other places other than... You're in the UK, right? Oh, yeah. You were talking about how hot it was yesterday, Monday. Is it cooling down for you, DC? think it's supposed to be pretty warm today around here, but 89. That's not terrible. I don't want to be outside for it. I also don't have my car because my mom took it. But I don't really have anything to do. At least I don't think. Okay, let's put a bunch of screws in. And there goes that, that's fine. Is the screen going to be backlight? Yes, it's going to be. It's an IPS screen. Always do. Not very often do I not put a backlit screen in. There we go. Okay. Everything is in. What is going on with this? I don't want it to bleed through like that. That's stupid. You guys see that? Might just have to use a plain gray one. I don't know why the color is so thin on it. I wonder if I put like a white down underneath it, if that would keep it from bleeding. I don't know. We'll see. We'll just let it do its thing while we put the rest of this together. Because I know it was pretty thin from the slime boy being pretty thin. I'm going to put the power switch in before we get too far. So I tend to forget the power switch on the DMGs. There we go. Tri-wing Phillips. What would Sega and the Union Pacific Railroad do to collaborate, Dominic? Sega doesn't make consoles anymore. I mean, they're remaking their old consoles. They're gonna have like a Sonic game where you have to race against the Union Pacific Railroad. That'd be pretty cool. I think we're all done except for putting this ribbon in and buttoning it up with the last few buttons. But the nice thing about the screen lens being whack is that I don't have to take apart the entire Game Boy to fix. Still doing it. The toughest part of any DMG is folding this back. There we go. But what's nice is you can test it pretty easily. I think you can adjust these screens. I hope you can adjust these screens. No, I know you can. I also hope that the volume is all the way down on that one. That makes me think it is. Serious? Okay. It worked just fine before. All right. Let's see if we can fix it. This is what I do to fix the sound, and 99% of the time it works. So we're just gonna do it. What I'm doing is getting rid of all the solder, and I'm just gonna put fresh solder down. This thing is amazing. Shout out to Retro Game Repair Shop for the solder sucker. Actually, these ones I'm just gonna add a little extra to the tops of the little things. Okay. Just gonna add a bunch of flux. That should do it. Really just reflowing all these pieces. Okay. Whew. First time being able to join the stream. Welcome, Emily. Hope this is entertaining, because whenever I focus I stop talking, and then that's not great for the stream. Look at how shiny some of those are. Not all of them, but that's okay. Alright, if that doesn't fix it, I'm going to be a little upset. Nope. I hate these ribbon cables so much. You'd think because they're thick they'd be easier to handle, but they're not. Oh. Okay, it was still glitching out, but I'm starting to think I didn't have to do all that because I turned the volume all the way down. But I think the first time I didn't touch it, so it should have made a noise the first time. It doesn't matter. We got it working, and all the solder's reflowed down there. It didn't take that much extra time. Let's adjust the that's pretty good. There we go. There we go. Boom. Look at that. Just gotta button it up. Some tri-wing screws. It's all good, Maverick. I understand. Noon is not the most opportune time for everybody, but I know that a lot of my... only 30% of my fans are in the US. So noon is like the most... I feel like it's the best and most fair time for everybody around the world. Except for maybe Australia. Sorry, Nat. But like noon, pretty middle of the day, maybe you're catching your lunch break on the West Coast. East Coast, you're probably at the end of your workday, maybe not the best time. But if you're in school, then it's like about the end of school time, so it's not bad. The rest of the world is pretty decent. It's either getting late or it's dinner time kind of thing. It's pretty decent compromise. I love those two colors together. The see-through turquoise is nice, yeah. It's I don't know if it's coming across as turquoise on stream, but it's definitely very I would say it's like blue raspberry anything. It's very blue, but the clear might be throwing it off. Or maybe it looks more green with the yellow next to it too. Closer to green, because turquoise is blue-green mix, right? 9 o'clock. Okay. See, I feel like that's pretty fair. 9 o'clock is not super late. For some people, it's pretty late. But put this on. I'm not gonna. I like the look of the. Okay, it was not smoothly going there for a second, but I really like the look of the yellow, but I don't like the whatever that is. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do something about that. I don't know. Because I feel like even if I just put like white down underneath it, that's gonna do the same thing. And I'd have to like paint white in there without having to, like, without getting it along the rest of it. And yeah, I just think the gray, I don't know, I feel like it doesn't hurt it too bad just because the start and select are gray. But But this just looks bad. Well, someone's like, I like it. I don't care. I don't know. Someone would have to physically tell me that, though. It would just be really tough to have to paint it. Because I also have to not get it on the screen itself. So, I think executive decision, I'm gonna use the gray one. Okay. This it's not gonna be easy to watch for some people. This might just rip off the plastic layer on top. I hope it takes everything with it, but we'll see. There we go. Oh, you can even kind of see, like, yeah. You can kind of see where all that happened when it's not in there. I don't know if you can see it through the camera. Not really. You can kind of see it in the corner how it's lighter than it is towards the battery sign. It's just a bad screen lens. I will let Retro Game Repair Shop know. It's not cool. Okay. Dust be gone. Come on now. Yeah, it doesn't look as good, but I don't think... It's not bad. It still looks nice. I still dig it. But it is definitely disappointing. There we go. And I just used what was on the front to protect the other side of this, just in case I find a use case for this in the future. I feel like it would still do it, even if I painted it solid white. It wouldn't show the blue through it, but it would still show the splotchiness through it. I think it has something to do with the actual adhesive. So I think it's also whatever they put on to make the yellow is pretty thin and it needs to be thicker. But let's post this real quick and we'll get to the next one. Okay, she did see it. Kiki did see it. We're about to get to hers. Okay. And duplicate this one. Should be the top link in the description if you want this guy right here. call it blue and yellow, even though it's blue and gray and yellow. And save. Guess I should probably turn it on, huh? I guess I also didn't test the buttons on it, but I just assume it's gonna all work just fine. Done. Save. It is now up if you want it. There we go. Boom. All good in the hood. If you want it, you can have it. RetroRemaster.com. I almost said Retro Game Repair Shop. You can go there and save 10% with code Jake. You just can't buy the Game Boy there. Okay. Oh. Let's finish the... Wait, does this glow in the dark? Hold up. I'm gonna hold this to the light for a second while I take a drink. It has a RoboCop vibe for some reason. I have never seen RoboCop. I feel like it's one of those movies that I should watch. But, okay. This does glow in the dark. It's very faint. Oh, you can see that. Okay. This definitely went up on the cool factor a bit more. I must have missed this earlier, but DK Fan 1985, thank you for subscribing. There we go. Still putting it off to the side. Okay. Moving on. Get all this stuff off there. Okay, so I can put the link port cover in. Yes, also, I don't think I have any Retro Game Repair Shop links in the description, but if you want to do your own mod and get this very specific shell, you can go to retromodding, I almost said the other one, retromodding.com, and you can use code Jake for 5% off. They only do 5% with my code, but still, 5% is 5%, it's better than nothing. So, we're not doing a regular screen in this. Well, it stays in all on its own. There's no screws in here. I just needed something for the pictures. Oh, that's the other thing that they do. Yeah, I forgot about that. There's a couple things we gotta do to this one. Okay, so we're going to start with this one before I forget, because this was the problem last time. If you don't remember, or if you weren't here for this slime boy, the edges are seeable. You can't really see this bottom one, but we'll still clean it up. You can see the edges of the plastic because the Rips kits, the DMG mod kits, are slightly, ever so slightly bigger screens. It really doesn't make a difference, and it really annoys me that they do that, but retro modding with their shells don't do any sort of trimming to anything. And so, since we're using this kit, we have to trim it. I can't really fault them too much for this, but it is still a bit annoying. It's really not too hard with a craft knife. Careful. That's why you cut away from yourself. I'm probably cutting more than I need to. I'm just cutting to this line. But since this is a opaque screen lens, we're not going to see any of the cut marks. It's going to be fine. And there's so much room to grab on here, it does not matter. It's good enough. Alright, now we can do the same thing to the other side. Do one more. That's a deep cut. So easy and majestic, just cutting through it like butter. This is why I buy everything pre-cut, and most everything is pre-cut and ready to go for IPS kits. I almost said shells, and then I mixed it with kits. Family-friendly channel. Okay. Thumb hurts from pushing it. Yeah, I have a code for retro modding and retro game repair shop and extreme rate. They didn't look even enough for my liking. Okay, this is gonna be like over the top for cutting the sides. Yeah, okay. I am still gonna cut the top and bottom a little bit here. Whenever things touch my feet or my legs, I always think it's like a bug or something. One of the pieces of shell that I just shaved off went down my leg and onto my foot. Okay, that should be good on the bottom. Thankfully that was on the inside. Now one could argue that the well, yeah, you're my dad, of course you're gonna get nervous when I'm cutting. I am cutting away from myself. And my hands are clear of the blade. It's not easy to drive this through the plastic. But Probably good on this side. So. Plus, I'm not Will. You don't have to worry about my cutting, Dad. I don't remember what he was doing, but my brother-in-law cut one of his fingers or thumb wide open when he was trying to clean something up with a razor blade. So we like to make fun of him for that. But we don't really make fun of anybody in my family. That's not something we normally do. But now we've got plastic shavings all over the work area. Little Pop-Tart shavings everywhere. I will not be using... Oh, I will be using... Frick. I was going to say I won't be using a retro modding... I won't be using a retro modding shell for my in-depth tutorial, but I am. I didn't promise them that, so I can go back on my word, and I'm going to hope that no plastic shavings when I can. But, what was I going to say? But I'm going to use Jamesy's Bayside shell for my in-depth tutorial. Actually, because I want to keep it for myself. I'm going to be selfish with that one. So I think I'll make that my ultimate Game Boy. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll probably be holding on to it for a long time because we're going to do the Game Boy Advance and the Game Boy Color, the ultimate variants of those, before we even think about the DMG. So, really excited for both the Color and the GBA to be ultimate. Okay. Let's finish this up. Make sure there's no plastic shavings in these buttons. Drop those in. And drop the D-pad in. Drop start and select in. And there's some plastic shavings on that. Okay. Guess I should have probably just put the screen assembly in first. There's the screen. There's the bracket. Make sure that I don't have to... I think with this kit, you don't have to cut anything. Yeah. It should just all fit in there. Beautiful. If it was the Rips V3, then you would. But this is the Rips V1 million. This might not even be Rips. I don't even know. They all look the same. They're all the same. Most mod kits are like exactly the same. I shouldn't say exactly the same, but a lot of mod kits are very similar. Especially when it's DMG. But I just assume that it's Rips based off of... I just realized the screen lens is attached to it. I just assume this is Rips because of the black PCB. It's a staple of the Rips stuff. Okay, let's get our screen lens down underneath it to protect it. Cool. And I can see all those lines, so we're good there. this. There we go. I shouldn't have attached this to the PCB yet. I'm gonna detach it from the PCB. Make my life easier. There we go. And then I like to make sure that it's just all the way down by pushing it in the free little gaps there. Make sure it's not crooked either. Okay. And this is why you don't put the buttons in too early, because they just fall out. Go. See? We don't see any jagged lines. It's beautiful. Even when I tilt it, when you tilt it way down, you can see a little bit of jagged lines. But you have to be playing at this angle for you guys to be like this angle. So, boo-hoo. Alright. Yeah, it's just like, it's just a waste of time. When, like, they have to pay for a mold anyways, and it's a lot of money. Why not just do a mold where it's no cut? Just a thought. Especially when you trim all those things down, especially in the DMG, you can do an original mod and it's gonna look the same. Like, if you're doing one of the, like, obviously this Game Boy Game Boy Color shell is only gonna work with the specific V2. I don't even remember what they're called. The funny playing kits. They're specifically made to work with those kits, so you can't make it work with anything else. But this, like, there's so many screws in the original DMG, it does not matter. It is all gonna work out. There's gonna be a ton of security, even if you're missing out on the 4 screws that the IPS kit gets rid of. But even then, I didn't cut any of the screw posts this time, so it's all still there for the originals. This is way crooked. Dang it. Exactly what I wanted to avoid. But there's not many people that really want to put a cool shell on an unmodded Game Boy. It's just not something that happens. Yes, there are a few people that do that, but it's I don't know. It's something that bugs me. You can still do original stuff, and the majority of people getting new shells are getting them like these type of shells, are getting them to mod them. So just give us that little bit of extra stuff. It's not gonna hurt anybody. Now that you've made the mold, yeah, but they made this mold, pretty sure, long after the IPS kits came out. So correct me if I'm wrong, though. I just feel like it's a silly thing to look over, to look past, whatever you want to say. Anyways, thank you to Retro Modding for sending this my way. And this has nothing to do with retro modding, but the people who make these mod kits, these are just slightly too thick. They work, just not well. Oh yeah, I forgot we gotta do this too. So let's trim this before I forget. Don't need to use the X-Acto knife on this. Oh, this is my old... I don't know why I haven't gotten rid of those flush cutters. Gotta trim that flush or else the contrast wheel won't move. And now we get to get the old shell out and remove this. Another thing that comes standard with every other DMG shell is the RF shield. Do I really need it? No. But we're going to transfer it over. This is one of the things that if I was LTT I would probably skip past. Probably don't need to use IPA in this, but well, I'm gonna go on record and say I just won't cut any shells. I'm a pre-cut kind of guy. Exactly. And I feel like that's a huge thing. Like, retro mining stuff is already expensive, and that's why I don't really buy from them that often. I think they inflate their prices a little too much. But I don't know what their profit margins are like. Maybe it's because importing to Canada is a little more expensive. Plus, they do they only do 5% versus 10% with codes. Makes me feel like they make more money than necessary. I don't know. But I feel like they're missing out on a lot of business by not pre-cutting the shells. That would just be my thought right off the bat. Because especially like me starting out, I would have been like, no, I'm not cutting anything. Because one time I did have to do exactly what I did and cut around the screen hole, and I accidentally scratched this really nice extreme rate thing, and there's a big old gash in the blue, and it bled through white. Alright, that's nice. Thank you, Father. But we need to hide user on this channel. There we go. So they, unless here, hold up, let me check real quick. The stream's almost over, but increased strictness is, I guess it wasn't on. But yeah, you have to be subscribed. So that bot subscribed to me and then said all that stuff. Awesome. Want to find love? Not that way. I don't know if you're gonna find any real love there, but anyways, moving on to the last bit that you have to supply yourself. I'm just gonna grab the cleanest ones here. The springs are for the negative side. It does tell you negative, positive, negative, positive. The one up top is different from the two on the bottom. The two on the bottom are exactly the same. So, don't worry about that. Which one's in better shape? This one. There we go. Now, we can finally, we could have put that in last, but we can finally put this in. Wait, power switch. Okay. Can you just There we go. Now where were we? Also, I don't know why, but these screws are much more shallow than the originals. They're like a whole twist shorter. I guess it's nice so you don't accidentally poke through the back, but some places it feels like it's not good enough. Okay. There we go. And I'm assuming these are tri-wing. Oh, they are Phillips. Okay. I don't know, sometimes I just like having the tri-wings are stupid, but I kind of like having it just because it's easier to distinguish. But in this case, since the shorter ones are black and the longer ones are silver, it's not that bad. But since I have everything in my possession, it's not a big deal. Just when I was hoping for a love match. I mean, I do. Okay. And if you're wondering who made this shell, or if you get hungry for a littler snack, there's the other Pop-Tart. go. I think that's all the screws. Ow. I think I just got a splinter. Ow. I think I've got a metal sliver somewhere. Ow. In my finger. I guess it could be plastic. Should probably put batteries in, huh? Don't see anything sticking out, which is not good. Oh, I think it's in the middle, actually. I think I see it. It's very faint. There we go. Cool. And we're all good. There we go. Cool. Everything is working. Wait, no. Now I gotta put those back in so we can take the picture and we can end the stream. Hour 22 is not terrible. See, if I didn't have to trim anything, it wouldn't be a big deal. But beautiful. This came out really nice. Yeah, I think I'm getting some splintering from the plastic pieces, because now I've got something in my this one I see in my knuckle. That's nice. I'm gonna hurry up and end the stream before I injure myself anymore. Volume's all the way up. Peeling the protector is the best part. I'm very excited. I think it's you, since you're the Froggo man, but I'm very excited for your battery mod. Probably won't have it in a video for a while, just because I'm probably gonna put it in my ultimate Game Boy. So there's the AC again. Where is it? Slime Boy. Okay. And I don't remember what the official name of the shell is, but I'm just gonna call it Pop-Tart. And since I did do the trimming on it, I can put it at full price. And it is live. If you want it, it is $199.99. I don't know if I said that right. $200. I'm gonna turn that off, and I'll say my goodbyes here as I'm putting this away. I will have a members only video hopefully going up sometime this week. I recorded one yesterday and didn't like it, so I'm gonna do something different. I think I just keep getting splinters. No, that must have just been the battery poking me there. I've got a splinter somewhere in my pointer finger. I thought I felt one in my, oh wait, no, it was on my knuckle. Maybe that one flew off. Wow. No. Car video on Friday. You get to see me put my new stereo in, and members only video this week. Probably just gonna talk about what's coming in the future, because I haven't been good about posting what's coming up. So I'm gonna spill the beans. If you want to hear what is coming up next on the channel which is a lot of really cool stuff planned, then I will let you guys know in the members only video. So become a member if you want to. You don't have to. But that's all for me. I couldn't wait to end the stream to do that, but I will see you guys